I am Jonathan Lehman. Welcome to Journal Talk, in which we take the most recent Nine Marks Journal and talk about an article in it. And the most recent Nine Marks Journal was Pastoring Through Political Turmoil. And the article authored by Garrett Kell was Love Paves the Way for Hard Conversations. Garrett is the pastor of Delray Baptist Church in Alexandria, Virginia. Thanks for being here and thanks for writing the article, Garrett.
Well, thanks for having me, Jonathan. Always good to see you. And
What
yeah, go ahead.
yeah, what do you mean by love paves the way for hard conversations?
Well, I mean, right. So as we're trying to follow Jesus, it's not easy, right? And as we do that, there's going to be times where we're going to have conversations with people we love, trying to apply truth to their lives that um, sometimes going to be hard to hear. And what the article is about is how the context of love opens doors and helps people to believe that when you bring hard truths, that it's you really do it with a heart that loves them and cares about them. You're not just trying to beat them with the Bible or get them to do what you want them to do, but rather because you've proven yourself to love them and be willing to, do whatever to help them follow Jesus, they're going to be potentially more receptive to what you might be saying.
You write, a healthy church should be like a living room. What normally marks its relationships is thoughtful encouragement, scriptural instruction, hopeful songs, glad thanksgiving, weeping together in grief, joyful testimonies, generous hospitality, and welcoming fellowship. When churches are rich with this sort of love, it strengthens relational equity that supports hard conversations. Why just political season?
Well, in this season, I think a lot of people are skeptical of one another right now. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to blame everything on social media or the media generally, but people are on edge, and I think that people's guards are up. And I know in our church, we've had a lot of hard conversations around how people are attempting to, yeah, hold on to really, things that they find very important in regards to political policies and promoting candidates and all of that. And having conversations about that has been tough. And I think I think if the atmosphere though in the church is, hey, we love one another, and we trust that, hey, you're here for my spiritual good, we're able to enter in and say, okay, help me understand why you're holding this conviction about this particular political issue as strongly as you are. And we can know that I really want to know, how is this affecting you, rather than like I'm just trying to get you to change your vote or think like I am or get you into my camp. We really want to go after the heart of it. And I think, yeah, in this political climate right now, with so much demonization of one another, the church is supposed to be different. It's supposed to be a place where we know that we love one another, and that's going to help us to, yeah, to trust in an atmosphere where that's not, and giving the benefit of the doubt is not common.
Yeah. Well, something I've always appreciated about my friendship with you, brother, is that you are willing to have those tough conversations and you're willing to receive them as well. Why would you say it's important for a pastor, even crucial for a pastor, to be able to model receiving those kinds of tough challenges? So, like if I were to come to you and say, "You seem to use a lot of hair product," and I'm wondering about how much your budget's going to that. Why is it important for you to receive that kind of word?
And not just say, well, you don't need any hair product, right? So
Exactly.
something sharp
Now,
like
see that
I
would
would
be
never say
defensive
that would
and
be,
petty.
but I wouldn't do that. Well, I think as pastors, I think as Jared Wilson says, we're not the answer men. We're not the ones with all the answers. We know who has the answers, and it's Jesus. So, I'm a Christian too. I need to be growing. I want to be growing. So I think in our
Mm,
church, we want to have an atmosphere where pastors we're sheep too. We're sheep before we're
yeah.
shepherds. And if the congregation knows that we're in need of the gospel just as much as they are, and that we not are just are willing to hear people, but we invite correction. Like
Hmm.
if they have the Holy Spirit, I can learn from them, and they may be seeing things that I'm not seeing. So I think if that's the common posture of a pastor, that hey, I'm a fellow sheep going with you toward heaven. Let's follow Jesus together. Help me do that. And yes, my gift distinctly puts me up front where I'm going to be teaching and instructing. So there is some uniqueness there. But if the common posture is, I need Jesus too, I think they're gonna know that you're not just yelling down to them from some ivory tower, and like just trying to get them in, wield your authority and get them in place, but rather this is really about Jesus. It's not about me or my agenda. It's about Christ, and we are all hopefully doing that. And I can just think of some recent conversations we've had in our church where um, we've had to say some really hard things to some members, and they've said some really hard things back. And when I say hard, I don't mean sharp like mean. I mean, like, hey, I think we have some blind spots here that we need to grow in. And it was hard to hear for me as a pastor, but it was also hard for them to hear. And I think we were both the better for it. And I'm grateful for that. So yeah, I think it's safe for a shepherd to be having that kind of posture.
If you're unwilling to hear those things, how are you going to ever grow?
That's true.
How,
Yeah,
how are you going to ever know anything beyond what you already see in yourself, right?
that's true.
Uh, the journal is Pastoring Through Political Turmoil. The article is Love Paves the Way for Hard Conversations. Garrett, wish we could have more time together, but thank you so much.
Yeah, great to be here. Thank you, Jonathan.